Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up video. And today is very special for Princess Charlotte because it is her first day at school. It's her first day at Thomas's Battersea, and she was taken today to school by both parents, unlike Prince George, who was actually only taken by William because Catherine was ill with her morning sickness when she was pregnant with Prince Louis. So yes, a bit of a difference for Princess Charlotte over Prince George because she had both parents there, William and Catherine, were taking them both to school. But of course, it is Princess Charlotte's first day, and she is 4 years old. She turned 4, I think it was the 2nd of May earlier this year, and Prince George is 6. So he is a couple of years ahead of Charlotte in terms of school, but she is starting she has started lower school today. So I hope you've had a really amazing, fantastic first day at school, Princess Charlotte. She looked very, I don't know what she looked, well, we'll talk about this in a moment. We'll talk about the video that's out there. We'll talk about the photo that was released. We'll talk about some of the press photographs that came out. We'll talk about everything. So I want all your thoughts and feelings on Princess Charlotte's first day at school. Well, first of all, I want to find the chat room so that I can say hello to you all and wish that you've all had a very nice day. It's just coming up now. Here I am. It's coming very slowly. Right, hello to everyone. I do believe notifications are going out. Lots of people saying that she looked very cute. She did indeed. Hello to everyone. Rosemary says, I noticed both wore the same sweaters. They were. Their uniform is very similar, apart from obviously George is in the male version and Charlotte's in the dress. But yes, they did look very, 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 very similar. What press photos? All the photos that you would see on the tabloids like the Mirror or the Daily Mail, all the ones that say Press Association or PA in the corner, they're all press photographs. Helen says, Charlotte is so super cute, such a wonderful family. And Carolyn says, I was impressed with all the art she was... Yes, I mean, the programme of study is amazing, and which also includes ballet, of course. Let's not forget the ballet. But yes, it's very full on for being so young. It is very full on indeed. Christine says, I was surprised. I thought seemed a little shy today. Well, someone remarked earlier that they were expecting a bit of a tongue poke from her at the press. But no, I think she was probably told not to stick her tongue out at anybody today. I bet she was probably told to keep that tongue firmly inside. So I think we saw Princess Charlotte on her best behaviour. I think she looked a little nervous. William commented that she's very excited about her first day, so she was probably very, very excited. House back at Kensington, well, house, a massive mansion, I should say, at Kensington Palace, apartment 1A, of which Catherine did take that photograph. So the photograph that's in the video that I made was taken by Catherine on the steps of Kensington Palace in the courtyard where the little clock tower is at Kensington Palace. So I think she must have been very excited before she got there, because she didn't look terribly excited to me when she was actually there. She seemed very nervous, like you said. She was twiddling with her ponytail, if you watch the video. And yeah, she did look very nervous. So I think once reality had set in and she was there in a strange environment, meeting a strange person. I mean, I'm not calling the head of lower school strange, but Helen Haslam. But, oh, didn't she look gorgeous as well? People always comment on what she wears. I think the last time with George, she was wearing some amazing outfit. And this year, I think they commented she was wearing LK Bennett. There you go. I won't talk about prices, but she was wearing LK Bennett. And Catherine was wearing a Michael Kors floral print dress that I do believe it's reported she wore for Harry and Meghan's rehearsal for their wedding. So there we go. I will not comment on costs, but there we go. If you want to know the designers, those are the designers. So I think Princess Charlotte was a little bit nervous. She was twiddling with her hair. Reality had set in. Strange place, strange people. But hey, that's the reality for everyone, no matter how old you are, on the first day of anything, whether it's the first day of a new job or high school or a club or anything that you might go on. You can feel a little bit nervous if you're that sort of person, if you're going to a strange environment, and especially being so young. So there we go. Winnie Richardson says she looked quite nervous as she twirled her ponytail and moving her tongue against the inside of her cheek. Also, her body language showed this. Yes, exactly. Just what I've said. A very normal behaviour. Constance says Princess Charlotte looked adorable in her uniform and ponytail. She did indeed. Can you see the tiara? Yes, it's the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson tiara today. It's very shiny. There you go. So it's a replica of Sarah Ferguson's York tiara today. There we go. Make sure that's on. There we go. Yes, who can forget the ballet? MSNB 2012 says, I love seeing that Princess Charlotte still walks on her tiptoes, which will be handy for ballet. So there we go. Yes, she is super, super cute. And going down. Yes, I think Catherine did look stunning. And so did the teacher. They both looked gorgeous. I'm sure they probably swapped fashion tips. Laurie says 2 live chats in 2 days, yay. Oh, and I'm also planning I may as well mention it now. I'm planning on completely redeveloping my Patreon page. So the intention is to have one single tier, to have one single flat rate, which will be much lower. So I'm thinking round about $6, and you will have access to all kinds of exclusive content that I just can't put on YouTube anymore. YouTube has made it fairly difficult to put certain things on YouTube. But that also includes a Friday night live chat. So the benefits of that, obviously, is that it will be quieter than the Saturday night one. The Saturday one can be very, very, very busy because there's lots of people and it's open to everyone, which is good, but it can be very, very busy. So a Patreon only live chat will be a lot more intimate. There won't be slow mode on, and hopefully it will keep us away from all the trolls, because we've had lots of trolls recently. So I want to relaunch my Patreon page, basically. So just to let everyone know, if you are a patron, I did contact Patreon because I was finding it difficult to change it over. I don't even know if I can, so I may have to create a brand new Patreon page with this system set up. So leave it with me. But for those who are patrons already, I will be doing a live chat tomorrow at 9 PM UK time. So there we go. And if you are a patron, you will know where the link is because I have posted the link in the Patreon page. So there you go. So just head on over to the Patreon page within Patreon, and there will be a link. So there we go. Just thought I would update you on that. Elder Pill says, I'm signing up. Well, I just think it's good to just have it a bit quieter, you know, away from the trolls. Carolyn says, I read where Catherine was putting a treehouse in her yard. The Chelsea Flower Show was such an inspiration. It was indeed, and she's planning another one. I think it's Wisley. I think it's RHS Wisley. She's planning another kind of treehouse garden. So Catherine really has got the gardening bug, and she's on a one-woman crusade to create lots of these gardens. Right. When will the Patreon launch? I don't. As soon as Patreon get back to me on if I can convert my existing one. If I can convert my existing one to the new system, I will. If not, I'll have to create a new one and then ask everyone who's already a patron to hop on over to that one. So it may be a bit of a faff. So it may be a few days first. But for anyone who's already a patron or anyone who wants to just sign up quickly, I will be doing a live chat with patrons only tomorrow at 9 PM UK time. But like I say, it may be short-lived because I may have to create a new one and then get everyone to change over. It's complicated, but I will sort it out. As soon as I know more, I'll let you know more. Thank you to Diepad. It's a lovely comment. Antrop says, how do I get on Patreon? Let me see if I can just type the link in here really quickly. Okay, that should work. Can someone tell me if that works? If you click on it, it should work. Like I say, there are different tiers at the moment, but that is going to change. It will be one flat, low-cost tier. It will be, I think I'm going to set it at $6 a month, which is really really cheap. So there you go. It will be completely changed, and everyone will have access to all the benefits. And then if anybody wants to pledge more, I think there is the option of pledging whatever you want, but the minimum is $6, I think. So once I got it set up, that will be how the system will work going forwards. But it may take a bit of faff and a bit of time to set up how I want it. So there we go. Oh no, the link isn't working apparently. Hang on. Wait just a minute. Let me see if I can get the actual link. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Copy. I think I've got it. Okay, try that one. If that doesn't work, then I don't know what. Anyway, so let me talk about the photographs. So Princess Charlotte, I found a collection of photographs on here. So these are the photos I'm looking at. Someone said, what are the press photographs? Well, these are the press photographs. So you can click on them if you would like to, or not, it doesn't matter. But they've put the first photograph that Catherine took on there of George and Charlotte. And like I say, the uniforms are very similar. Although there is, you can still see quite a separate sort of girls' uniform, boys' uniform. George is still in his shorts. Now I have to say, I like his matching socks, and I like the fact that he likes a good full sock, because like me, I like a full sock, and by full sock, I mean one of these little babies. I like a nice ankle sock. You can chuck your trainer socks in the bin, or you can shove them where the sun don't shine. I don't like trainer socks. I don't like no socks. Even, I'm sorry, I know it's a thing, but even with sandals, I have to wear socks because they rub me. I get terrible rubbings. So anyway, I hate trainer socks. I like a nice ankle sock. So I'm pleased to see that George and Charlotte are wearing nice, solid ankle socks. And they look like a good quality sock. I like a good quality sock as well. So I'm very impressed with Prince George's socks. And he's still in shorts, so typically he'll probably stay in shorts until round about age 7. I think we might start seeing more trousers sort of post age 7. Now, Catherine, I'm having to say, I love her hair. I think she's grown out the layers a little. They're a lot more sort of long and sort of blended and flicky. She's almost got a little bit of the Farrah Fawcett flick and flares going on, don't you think? In that first photograph where you're looking at her full on, not quite the full on 70s Farrah Fawcett flick, but she's got a little bit of a flickage going on with certain strands. So I'm liking that. The floral print dress, Michael Kors, I'm liking. Cinched in with a nice belt. William wearing his normal sort of casual day wear. And those shoes again. I've seen those shoes before, William. Now, William is carrying George's bag and Catherine is carrying Charlotte's. She's clinging on for dear life, is poor Charlotte, but she seems okay. Definitely. Now, she's giving a little wave. She has given a royal wave before, but like I said, no tongue poke this time. Yes, now I'm also thinking Catherine's hair, does it look a little bit lighter? I'm thinking it looks a little bit lighter. In the one photograph I'm looking at, it could be the way the light is hitting the hair, I don't know, but it almost looks like she's going blonde. Which obviously, that doesn't happen naturally. You would have had to have had a little bit of chemical help in that department to go that much lighter. But, at one time she was quite dark in terms of the hair. I think it's going a bit lighter. What do we think? Could it have been naturally lightened by the sun at Balmoral? I don't know. but to me it looks a little bit lighter. So anyway, going down. Yes, the head of lower school, Helen Haslam, looks gorgeous in her dress as well. L.K. Bennett, greeting Princess Charlotte by a nice little handshake. Yes, everyone just looks very, very happy, although maybe a little nervous. Now, the photographs are very samey. It's basically pretty much, oh, I like this one of Charlotte kind of peeking around Charlotte, around Catherine's arm. Looks very good. Now, here we go. It just talks. I mean, I'm not going to read the whole article. There was one bit I did want to read though, because oh yes, they mentioned that they have deep fried squid for lunch. My goodness, I don't know what I'd have thought if I'd have had deep fried squid. So pupils at Thomas's Battersea enjoy an impressive menu at lunchtime, including deep fried squid rings, red Thai prawn curry, and Linda McCartney's vegan sausages. The school operates a 3-week menu cycle, repeated once. It offers light lunches during their lighter days and more substantial meals when the days turn cold. Other highlights include pork noodle stir fry, chicken katsu, smoked haddock, and butternut squash pilaf. They also operate a meat-free Friday, including the likes of cheese and tomato paninis and fish burgers. Sign me up, I'm coming. I really am. So Charlotte gets a little bit of a reduction for being the second child. I think it works out at 2%, but it's still, pushing on 20,000 a year. There is an unusual keychain attached to her satchel, which is believed to be the shape of a unicorn's head, and I think it might be pink and sequined. Yes. Going down again. Now, I've read out some stats on my previous video, but I'll pick off where I left off. So, former pupils include singer Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine, model Cara Delevingne, and her sisters Poppy and Chloe. The school day begins at 8:30 a.m. before reception finishes at 3:20 p.m, with the other children going home slightly later. Each class of around 21 pupils has a form teacher and roughly equal numbers of boys and girls. Pupils study literacy, numeracy, science, history, geography, religion, French, PSHE, which is kind of like social things, art, computing, music, swimming, ballet, PE, games, and many of the lessons are taught by specialist teachers. Most lessons last between 35 and 40 minutes, and the children also have assemblies in the morning. I used to like assembly. I remember some children were so restless in assemblies they hated it. But I always thought it was the easiest thing ever, because you get to sit there and do nothing and just listen. So I used to love assemblies. I never understood the children that fidgeted and couldn't sit in assemblies. I don't know. I always gave them side-eye when they got told off or carried out. That's the sort of child I was. Anyway, there's more photographs of the same, so George and Charlotte giving a little wavy wave going on. Now, is Prince George slightly having Prince Charles's hair? He's kind of got the side sweep. He's got the side sweep parting. It's kind of like a blonde Prince Charles going on there. I wonder if Charles decreed it. George must have the same hair as me. The king hair. Yes, no, I can see a little bit of Prince Charles's hair going on there. Let me know what you think. In fact, I'm going to go and to the chat room and see what everyone is saying. HN the King says, every time I see socks and sandals, it reminds me of you. It's got to be done. I'm sorry, I do not care. HN the King says, maybe she got the keychain at the Royal Collection Trust shop. They are £6.95 each. But I'm sure Charlotte qualifies for a staff discount. Do they sell unicorn ones, though? I haven't seen unicorn ones. Christine says, that's a long day. And Rose says, what a wonderful programme. But do we expect less? No, I don't think we do. Pam G says, pretty highlights. She is so beautiful. It makes the Duchess of Cambridge even better. HM the King says, the sun at Balmoral. What is this you speak of? There is no sun at Balmoral. Just midges and midges and cloud. But no, they could have had a break in the cloud. They could have had sunshine. We don't know. We weren't there. Elder Poodle says, I loved the first day of school, but I was also very nervous. It's full of emotions. I remember my first day too. Stephanie says, just a good fluff in a blowout. Oh, I love a good bouncy blow. Don't you love a good bouncy blowout? I really do. Anne Lewis says, will there still be pop-up chat when you... Oh, yes, yes. I will... Yes. I should say, the Patreon extra things are in addition to what I normally do. So I am still doing the pop-up chats. I am still doing my weekly chat show on Saturday. This is just extra stuff. It's stuff that YouTube's made it so hard to cover certain things like Trooping the Colour or any other event where it's being broadcast on a major network, because as soon as you upload anything, it gets taken down or it gets blocked. So they've made it impossible to do it, basically, to do certain things. So like me, if you want to work within the rules of YouTube, it's impossible to do what I want to do. So a way around that is to put things on Patreon that I can't put on here. So that's one way. So there'll be stuff that I just can't put on here, and there will also be, like I said, a Friday night live chat, which, like I say, will hopefully be a little bit quieter and more intimate, and there won't be slow mode on there, and hopefully no trolls. But yes, I will still be doing exactly the same as what I do here. If anything says, full socks cover the whole calf. I call those ones you have on half socks. No, well, okay, long socks to me are the ones that come up to here. These don't do that, although I do like, these are ankle socks to me. Trainer socks are the one that kind of cut off just before your ankles, I think. But no, I do like a nice full-on sock. Dama says, and George is wearing boy shoes, not his usual Fay Red Mary Janes. He's wearing nice shoes. I like his shoes. I would wear his shoes. Rosie says, ooh, a full sock. Yes. Cindy says, there is one photograph that shows how beautiful she's going to grow into. I mean, I think people have flip-flopped all over the place about who they think she looks like. Sometimes people see Diana, sometimes people see the Queen, sometimes people see Catherine. I mean, in these photographs, I'm not entirely sure who I think at the moment. Let me know who you think she resembles the most at the moment, because it does change a lot with her. Okay, apparently my link worked. Well, I'm glad. Laurie says Princess Charlotte was adorably nervous and Prince George outstandingly confident on their first day of school. Lots of people saying that George will show her the ropes and all that business. I don't think he will. Not because he wouldn't want to, but I think, you know, when they're that age, a couple of years difference makes a huge difference in how they interact. So although, you know, they may interact at playtimes, I'm not sure if they have mixed playtimes or different playtimes. But George will be with his class, and of course, you know, he'll be continuing his school year, his programme of school. So he won't really have that much to do with Charlotte. Although I'm sure, you know, if they meet in the corridors or they meet, you know, in certain lessons, if there's crossovers, then I'm sure he'll be very helpful to her. But, you know, children at that age, a year makes a big difference. Well, a couple of years makes a big difference. Okay. Alicia says, Catherine's hair blew me away. She looked so beautiful. She did. And Christine says, I think she looked like the Queen and the Queen Mother right now. Yes. Like I say, I've always seen a bit of Diana in her. I think she has Diana's length of face because William has Diana's length of face too. Rose loved Catherine's outfit. And Anne Lewis says, Prince George cannot be a rebel like Uncle Harry. Charlotte already got that position. And Prince George is becoming too serious. I can definitely see the serious streak, I think, in George. I also can see a bit of an independent streak as well. Who can forget when he threw the koala in Australia? Yeah, so I think he's a boy that knows his own mind. A bit like William. Kind of quiet, but knows their path, I think. So I think George is going to turn out okay. Charlotte is a bit more of the rebel, I would agree. Who can forget when she kind of, you know, did all the tongue poke and made the comment about photographers, you're not coming. So I can see a little bit of the Princess Anne. She has a touch of the Anne about her, I think. Yeah, she's the don't start with me. I don't think anyone will mess with Charlotte when she's older. I think she'll put them firmly in their place. But yes, I mean she is expected obviously one day to be the Princess Royal, and of course that can only happen when there is no longer the current incumbent alive. So, but yes, one day Charlotte will likely be granted the title of the Princess Royal. I'm scooting all the way down to the bottom. You think Charlotte looks like Princess Anne? Oh, can someone Photoshop Princess Anne's hair onto Charlotte? I want to see. That would be amazing. Can someone Photoshop Princess Anne's hair onto me? I want that hair. Elect Lady says she has a stern look like the Queen. I have seen the eyes. She has, I think, the Queen's eyes. Am says, I agree. Charlotte reminds me so much of the Queen. Elder Poodle's laughing. Yes, the Queen and Anne. Oh, I love Princess Anne. I know we joke about Princess Anne, but I do love her. She's amazing. She really is. Always the hardest working royal. She always comes out on top. And nobody messes with the no nonsense, no fuss Princess Anne. You've got to love Princess Anne. You really have. And that hair. I love her hair. It's almost become a thing of its own. It's almost become its own person. I love Princess Anne's hair. Lee says, what does the title the Princess Royal mean? It's been quite a long stand. I can't remember exactly who the first incumbent was. Well, I'm sure a little bit of quick Googling might tell me. If I do it, it might tell me who was the first Princess Royal. Here we go. The Princess Royal is a substantive title, but customarily but not automatically awarded. So like I say, it's expected that she will be conferred of it as soon as it becomes vacant. It's been awarded to a British monarch to his eldest daughter traditionally. There have been 7 Princess Royals, and Princess Anne is the current. So the title Princess Royal came into existence when Queen Henrietta Maria, 1609 to 1669, daughter of Henry V, 4th King of France, and wanted to imitate the way the eldest daughter of the King of France was styled Madame Royale. So it's the English version of Madame Royale. That they wanted to kind of imitate that title. So there we go. And there is a whole list on Google. In fact, I'll give you the link. There's a whole list of Princess Royals. And obviously one day we do think that Princess Charlotte will be added to that very, very list. So there we go. And who was the one before Anne? Mary, the Princess Royal, from 1897 to 1965. And before that it was Princess Louise. And then Princess Victoria, Princess Charlotte, a previous Princess Anne in 1709 to 1759, Louisa Maria, and the first one, Mary, Princess Royal, 1631 to 1660. So you can take a look at that information if you'd like to. Elderly Poodle says, I love Anne. Do you think she would drink a beer with me? I bet she would. That would make my life complete. The Raven says, I did a post on Princess Royal on the Facebook page. It was a while back. I have to find it. And Claudia says, why are the Duchesses Catherine and Meghan not called princesses? Well, technically they are a princess, their husband's first name. So Meghan is technically Her Royal Highness Princess Henry, the Princess Henry, and Catherine is the same with William, but they don't get them in their own rights because they weren't born a princess. Of course, they could be made. There have been some previous examples where they have been made a princess in their own right. But even Princess Diana wasn't actually Princess Diana. She was the Princess of Wales. She was incorrectly styled Princess Diana. She was never Princess Diana. Rose says, I would like to see more attention to the work of the other royals, but certainly understand the fascination with the Sussexes. Amber says, I meant to say Anne was so chic when she was young, such a style, setter and a rebel she was. Hey, Sen the King says a lot of the monarchy's embellishments were added to juxtapose the French. That is, of course, until they got their heads chopped off. Well, we don't want to do that. I would like to see Princess Anne's head firmly on her body. Yes, I agree. Princess Anne is a firecracker indeed. Alicia says, Her Royal Highness Princess Henry of Wales. Well, not technically, because technically Harry has dropped the of Wales since he became a duke in his own right. See if I've missed any other comments. Barbara says, I've just found and signed up with Patreon. You are always a joy to watch. Thank you so much. But like I say, be aware, if you sign up now, you may have to change to a new one. But you can delete the current one, that's fine. But you may have to change to a new one if I can't get this one amended how I want it to be. But I'll let you know as soon as I know anything. Yes, Prince Henry, the Duke of Sussex. His Royal Highness Prince Henry, the Duke of Sussex. Alicia says, His Royal Highness Prince Henry of Sussex and Her Royal Highness Princess... yes, so Catherine technically could be the Princess William of Cambridge, yes. Technically speaking, but because they have the higher title of Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, they wouldn't be... It's the same way Princess Michael of Kent is Princess Michael of Kent, because her husband is Prince Michael of Kent and he doesn't have any other title. He's not an earl, he's not a duke. If Prince Michael of Kent would have been a duke, then it would have been the Duke and Duchess of whatever, or the Earl and Countess of whatever, if he was given an earldom. But he wasn't. His elder brother was the Duke of Kent. He was just Prince Michael of Kent. So therefore his wife became Her Royal Highness Princess Michael of Kent. Of course her name is not Michael, but we call her the Princess Michael of Kent. Yes, Meghan's title is Her Royal Highness Princess Henry, the Duchess of Sussex. So she is technically a princess. If you want to drill it down to is she technically a princess, yes, but she is not the main title holder, if you know what I mean. She's only a princess by courtesy of being married to Prince Harry. Does that make sense? I know titles can be very complicated. Yeah, she's a Princess Henry, but she's not princess in her own right, which I know can be a little bit tricky. The Raven says, Princess Anne could scare paint off a wall with one angry stare. Oh, I wish they'd make a Disney cartoon about Princess Anne. Wouldn't it be amazing? They talk about Disney princesses, but I would love a Disney Princess Anne. I would go and watch that. Alicia says, why is a duke or duchess higher than a prince or princess? I think it goes back to the kind of hierarchy that was around way back, and you know, dukes would have the control of lots and lots of land. So some of the top ruling people in the land were actually dukes, obviously under the king or queen, but you know, they would control vast amounts of land and people within that land. It was a way of kind of ruling the country previously. So and it's kept that status all the way through. You know, lots of landed gentry, titled people don't necessarily have all the land they did, or a lot of this land doesn't make as much money as it used to in terms of making them wealthy, so that they have to open up their homes to the public to raise money. They have to run the estates as a business to keep them going, really. So you know, William's title, Harry's title doesn't come with any land. They haven't got any you know, thousands of acres of land to look after. Although of course William will when he inherits the Duchy of Cornwall. Christine says, Princess Anne action figures. I would love a Princess Anne action figure. And also, I suppose, in terms of titles, it differentiates them a lot more. So being the Duke of something or the Earl of something kind of differentiates as well. Ellie Poodle says, I wish there was a documentary 3 hours long with her speaking now. No one has that intelligent wit. I would love it. And he says, if you buy a title, can you be addressed by it? No. Sadly not. Those things where you buy a title, it's a novelty item. No, you definitely cannot buy a title. H.M. the King says the reason why Philip was made a prince in 1954 was so that he wouldn't be outranked by Charles when Charles was prince and Philip was only a duke at the time. Yes, technically it is higher, but they prefer just to go by, if they're given a title, the title of a territorial designation, as they say. Flossenlog Payne says royals can be princes and royal dukes are higher than hereditary dukes. Yeah, it can be a big minefield. Do I wish I was born a royal? Now there's a question. It has lots of perks. It comes with having lots of privilege, but it also comes with lots of restrictions and lots of scrutiny. We've all seen how the press, over time, all the royals have at some point been scrutinised, and sometimes they can't do right for doing wrong. So I don't know. I mean, I think I could handle it, but you would have to be prepared to give up a lot, I think, to do that role. Yes, the Queen is the only female Duke, being the Duke of Lancaster. Oldie Poodle says, thank you, I didn't know, I love to learn. Yes, like William and Harry's titles are ceremonial without any actual power, yes. But like I say, there are still some dukes and earls and lords that do have land and do control vast estates, but they don't have the political power they used to have. What would my name and title? Oh, I'd be the Duke of Shropshire. They'd have to create me a brand new title, the Duke of Shropshire. Right, I'm going to go now because it is nearly 8 p.m. and I need to get my tea on. I'm hungry. So, thank you for joining me for this chat. I feel like we've had a really, really good natter about different things. So, thank you for joining me. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So, from me, in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.